Hello Warriors, this is Mars. Welcome back to another Conan Exiles PvP build. So I want to give a shout out to my man Reaper. I want to say thanks for helping me out with the build. Also, he just uploaded the build yesterday. I want to say go check his build out if you haven't already. So also let's get started with the build with the rotator first. So you want to run a cleansing weapon, or you can run sand antidotes to deal with poison. We have the secondary weapon, or depending on your playstyle, your primary weapon. So I like to run the Black Ice Broadsword. If you like running Yog's Touch or any type of axe, go for it. Or any type of Warhammer, it's really up to your playstyle. Primary weapon, the vaulting pole, just to give you that additional agility for roll recovery. And we are running throwing axes and javelins. So this is a javelin focused build. I was asked to make a javelin focused build by a sub, so here we go. So with the javelins, you can run the dragon bone javelins, or you can run the black ice javelins. It doesn't matter. Their damage is equal because of the amount of penetration each one has and the amount of damage each one has. So pretty much equal. Doesn't matter too much about health damage and penetration. They're equal. So we got the Serpent Man throwing axes here. You can make whatever throwing axes you want. Also, you have the option of running blunted javelins. Blunted javelins will be good in tandem with whatever you use, just because uh, javelins have a ridiculous amount of hyper armor, and the fact that you can really just keep going on top of somebody with javelins, it really prevents them from like doing anything. Especially with these, if you're in a group fight, these will like really put people down faster, just because it's gonna outstem them faster. So you can pretty much just spam these and put people in a really bad spot. Going over the consumables, we have poison, we have the blunted javelins, we have the dragonbone javelins, we have the blackbird's fury, which is an optional tool you can use for your kit if you like being up close and personal using javelins with light attacks. That can work out in your favor as well. We've got the Superman throwing axes, which are also optional. You don't have to use throwing axes just because javelins also have cripple. Cleansing brew is optional. That's for you when you're fighting against a lot of corruption. For this build, I'm using the Vitality War Paint. I'm using the Grey Lotus Potion, Crimson Lotus Powder, the Hunter's Potion, and the Elixirs of Numbing. This is just what I carry on hand, what I would carry on hand for this build. I'm also using the Healing Wraps, because Healing Wraps, you can carry as many as you want, and it won't weigh you down. They're really light. So I go with Grey Lotus. Excuse me. I go with Grey Lotus because I can take one of these and 3 of these, and I can negate the alcohol poisoning effect. It's a really nice combo, and they're not hard to farm. Hunter's Potion is the best possible accuracy application, just because it gives you more stat. You could use the regular accuracy elixirs, and it'll help you out, but you would lose 2 points in accuracy. And the Elixirs of Numbing is going to be nice, just because javelins are not light. None of this stuff is light, so you want to try and do as much as you can. Now going into the armor. So all the pieces I have on the armor, they all have bulk plating except the chest plate. The chest plate has the armor weight reduction. So I decided to go with the armor weight reduction just because javelins are really heavy. All this stuff is kind of heavy. So you're going to have to make some decisions on where you're going to place this. Predominantly, you want it on the chest. Chest is the best spot for it, just because the chest is the heaviest. So we're running the Pride of a Seer helmet, the Commander's chest plate, the Kari Overseer's bracers, the Flawless Stygian Raider greaves, and the Flawless Stygian Raider sandals. So you have the option to run something that you can run a light piece here if you desire. That's up to you. I usually prefer to run medium. If you can't get the Zora of the Marshes armor, you can get a tier 3 Stygian armor. You'll have to make some adjustments. You'll have 1 point less in accuracy if you get these 2 pieces as exceptional. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it. You'd have to make some alterations to the build. It's kind of a lower quality version, but it is still possible to make the build viable. Okay, now let's look at the attribute options. So I cleared it out. I'm going to show you from the beginning. As you can see, I'm missing 1 unspent point. It should be 390 instead of 389, but I'm going to have to deal with it later. So we start with tier 2 encumbrance. We always overstack encumbrance, just because, I mean, if you get caught out in the field with that and you get your buffs removed, you're going to be in trouble. Now this build isn't completely reliant on having tier 4 accuracy. You don't need tier 4 accuracy, that's optional. Granted, if you hit people harder, it will help out. I'm going to show you 2 options for the build. I talked to Reaper about this. He said asked him, would you rather go for all damage or would you go for sustainability? He said he'd prefer damage, just because damage would be more optimal for like those engagements. I feel the same way, but at the same time, it's situational. So I determined that you should choose what you feel is necessary. I'm gonna show you what I went with first. So I went with tier 3 grit. Tier 3 accuracy, Tier 4 vitality, Tier 3 strength, and I dump the rest of the points into agility. So that way you'd have more mobility. That way you'd have more mobility, more grit for throwing javelins. Because even then, you got to take into account that your weight is still very high, and when you have high weight, it increases the amount of stamina you consume when you use attacks and while you sprint. Pretty much every action will consume more stamina. So that's one of the options that you have. The damage focus setup to Encumbrance, Tier 2 grit this time, Tier 4 accuracy, Tier 4 vitality, Tier 3 strength, and you don't exactly get to, well no, you get to Tier 2 grit. I'm just 1 point short because it's supposed to be 390 instead of 389. So let's look at the stat distributions. So with javelins, javelins are technically melee and ranged weapons, so they are affected by the salting the wound and the slice and dice perk. Even even throwing the weapon is considered to be part of the moveset, so it will still be affected by pretty much all these stats here, except the ricochet. They do not ricochet. Their range damage increases, and their crippling shots have increased as well. So they're a very powerful offensive weapon. I want to say thanks again for watching the video. This was pretty much everything. I tried to make this as in-depth and detailed as I can without divulging too much information about javelins. I will be showing a little clip between me and Reaper. I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. I want to say if you're interested in any more Conan content, please check me out. Thanks again for watching. Keep on slaying. So 462?
Yeah, 462.
Yeah, I gotta get those numbers again. Let me see. I throw one.
409.
Holy shit, that was a lot of fucking damage. Alright, let me know when you're ready. I'm gonna throw, this spear looks fucking ridiculous poking out of your leg. I'll throw this, and then this.
408, and then now it's 364.
364. 364. This is toxic. I don't like this. Yeah, because you can't really get away from it.
Because look at that, you can move with it, right? So when you move with it,
holy shit, how much damage did I do to you?
You know what I mean? Like, did 374? 375?
Damn.
But like the amount of damage it does, because you can do this, and you can get up R1, L2, you know what I mean? Like you can get up to that combo and that shit, and there's nothing you can do, because the minute you roll away, like go ahead and try to roll away from this.
Yeah, there's no evasion of the hits.
I ran out of javelins.
Get out of here. Because once somebody gets started, there's like no way of stopping them. And they have ridiculous hyper armor too. So it's like really no counter. They can just keep going like this. I ain't gotta stop. Like that. That's the annoying thing about them. You can just keep going and they can never stop. Just circle them. That's why I hate them. That's why this